Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what will be the first of what I hope will be many issues of something new for us. Not going to be regular gameplay or anything like that that's on the rest of our channel. Speaking of which, go and check that out. But in this case, I'm going to talk about something, we're both going to talk about something that's very close to both of our hearts, the pop culture scene. Now, I for one am a huge avid fan of the comic books, movies and video games, so we're going to dedicate 5 minutes of this video to each of those subjects. Just to keep it entertaining and keep it short and sharp and shiny. So, without further ado, let's kick this off with comics, I'd say.
Yep.
You happy with comics?
Yep, hit the timer.
Alright, let's go. Alright, first things first, this week we had Darth Vader issue number 2 from Marvel come out.
That surprised me. I didn't know you were ready.
Yes. I heard through the grapevine that they were worth the read, and what really piqued my interest was obviously because it is Marvel and Disney, it is classified as canon, anything that they write into this now.
Oh, yeah.
So, it is following dead on from Revenge of the Sith, the final movie that a lot of people choose to ignore. I know I like to.
That was the only decent prequel.
True. The first issue kicks right off from his tantrum, finding out that Padme's dead, and it continues his little story arc of all the questions that are unanswered, and it's meant to blend into A New Hope.
Because this is him at the peak of his power.
Yes.
We've seen him near the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
And at the start where he's bitching about Sam.
Yeah, I like to view it as we see him at like Return of the Jedi when he finally attains the rank of Master in the Sith, because to attain Master you must kill your Master.
Yeah.
So, which he does. Now, issue 1 was absolutely fantastic. It was like such a curveball. I wasn't expecting it to be as awesome as what it was.
Yeah.
And issue 2 coming out Thursday, just gone. We're recording this on a Sunday, I forgot to mention. Read it yesterday, issue 2, and my God, it is fantastic. And it's essentially following the arc that Darth has no lightsaber. If anyone remembers from Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan beat him and Obi-Wan took his lightsaber away. He picked it up off the ground and walked away.
Yeah.
So Darth Vader has no lightsaber. How do you attain one? It was just regular, sort of assumed that the Sith would build their own like the Jedi do. That is not the case.
No.
As you notice, all Jedi lightsabers are the same color. Why is that? Well, how it is a Sith must steal a Jedi's lightsaber. It has to be earned in battle. And then after that, because the kyber crystal that gives the lightsaber its power is technically classified as a living entity, it takes on the emotion and the persona of the user. So that's why Yoda's will be green, Luke's went blue and green, he rotated colours, Mace Windu was purple for some unknown reason.
The only purple lightsaber apparently.
Yeah, I could think of a million other reasons why it would be purple, but no, pimp, I don't know. But for a Sith, why they're always red is you need to put your pain, your anger, everything into the kyber crystal until the kyber crystal cannot take it anymore, and it will physically bleed. And then that's why it gives it that red colour. So you need to steal another Jedi's lightsaber and corrupt it to be your own. And that's how the Sith attain theirs. So currently right now in issue 2, he is following the journey. He's managed to track down a particular... it's kind of hard to classify them as a Jedi, but they're like a hybrid. They are technically classified as a Jedi, but they were outside of the Order 66. So they're almost like the Spec Ops type Jedi thing. It's really complicated. But he's managed to find one of those, and he's on his way to tracking them down. And trust me when I say it is hugely entertaining to see Darth Vader take on hordes of enemies with not a single weapon to defend himself except the Force, and everyone else has explosives and weapons and firearms and everything, ships, and he can just wipe the floor with everyone. So anyone who's intrigued by Star Wars, and I know, especially my brother-in-law, I thought about picking these up for him as well, an avid Darth Vader fan, this will break your mind, really. It is absolutely fantastic. What's the latest one you've read? You picked up?
I picked up Spectacular Peter Parker, SpiderMan.
And?
It's going back to Peter Parker's roots as SpiderMan. It hasn't given us really a time frame yet. I'm guessing he's living out of home but he's not with Mary Jane at this point.
Yes.
So it's him. He's been Spider-Man for a while. It's your classic, you know, Spidey makes quips and all that. Right. It's your good old-fashioned Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's how I'd put it, because I've given this a bit of a looky-loo as well, and yeah, it is definitely your old-fashioned Peter Parker. It's what Peter Parker should be.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's having the quips and everything is fantastic. Having the whole solving a crime without really knowing everything about it, like it's
yeah, he just jumps in and thinks, oh, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Which is what Spider-Man does. He just appears and helps out, and then okay, see you later, guys, and goes off to get a sandwich.
Yeah. Or in Homecoming, a churro. But I quite enjoyed it, and for anyone wanting to know, I'll try and avoid any sort of spoilers in that, but there is a nice question left at the end of issue 1.
Yeah, very odd, I'm intrigued. I've been a lifelong Spider-Man fan, and I've never heard of this happening to him before, so this is going to be interesting. Yeah,
I've always been a fandom from the outside of Spidey. I've always been a fandom outside of Spidey for a long time. So it's reading into this, I was wondering surely they would have done something like this before.
Yeah.
And then having done my research, I'm like, shit, they haven't. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, hang on, this is all right. Now I'm intrigued. I was intrigued before when I knew that new Spectacular Peter Parker Spider-Man was coming out.
Yeah.
I was intrigued enough right off the get-go from that anyway. But having this little twist at the end that they put in there, has just gone, crap, this is fantastic now. Now I cannot wait for issue 2 to come out.
Yeah.
Moving on. Well, we had another one out this week. I've only read half of it so far, but I'll talk about the half that I have read. Is Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe again, issue number 1.
So the first one was he's killing all the characters because he's thinking someone was in his head making him think, oh yeah, I need to kill everyone. Now it's just pure mind control.
Yes. Was it the first issue? He was essentially experimented on again, and instead of having the 3 voices inside of his head, none of which were the voice of reason, it corrupted them all into one overpowering voice of I am the ultimate.
Yeah.
Everyone else needs to go. And this one is just flat out, just mind control. It seems so far. Like I've only read half of it, and it is hugely entertaining. Hugely, it is violent. It is gory. It is not for kids, obviously being Deadpool, but it's just so far it's MODOK, and I don't know how. It hasn't explained how or anything just yet. But MODOK has done something, and now Wade Wilson is seeing the world like you'd expect. Colourful unicorns and cell shading, but what I'm really enjoying is you get the flip between what the reality actually looks like and then how Wade is seeing the reality, like because of this mind control, and they've changed the art form to dictate that. And I
so
quite
obviously this is what Wade is seeing. This is what what is.
Another thing I quite like is because it's one character versus an entire universe of characters. Something that they've done that they didn't do in the first one, which I'm really quite liking, is anytime that there's a group of characters in a scene or in a page, they'll actually have the names underneath the characters. So you're not getting introduced to them in the the real boring written way of just going like, what do you think, Jessica Jones? They're just all standing in a room looking at this carnage, trying to work out what the hell's happened. But then next to each character is their name. Okay, this is Jessica Jones, this is Cable, this is Moon Knight, and all that sort of stuff.
Cool.
Not that you really need to get told about Moon Knight anyway, because Christ, he stands out like a sore thumb. I've got some others here that I actually haven't read yet because time is a factor.
Do we have time?
Hey, we've got plenty of time.
Really? 5 minutes. That's fine.
Oh shit. Whoops, I can't control my timer. Technical difficulties. I was wondering why that was going for so long. Moving on.
Movies.
Moving on. Yes, let's end the comics there.
Let's.
My coffee hasn't kicked in yet. So I've misread. Alright, moving on, anywho.
5 minutes of movies.
5 minutes, we've done 5 hours of comics, let's move on to 5 minutes of movies.
So we saw...
Alright, hang on.
Oh, you gotta restart.
Timer is on. Right.
Okay, we saw Spider-Man Homecoming.
We did.
So good.
So
Good.
Absolutely fantastic. Mind you, I was sleep deprived and quite grumpy in the car, so I was poking holes in it something chronically in the car, and I apologise to you, being the avid Spider-Man that you were. After I woke up the next day, I've just gone like, holy crap, Sean's just seeing the Holy Grail, like it was for me seeing Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
You've just seen the Holy Grail of movies, and I couldn't say anything positive about it in the car ride, so I had to make my apologies there. But
it was not what I was expecting. I went in there thinking, oh, this is going to be Spider-Man doing his tricks and flips, and it was going to be action-packed, but it wasn't, and I'm glad that it wasn't, because this isn't a Spider-Man movie. It's a Peter Parker becoming Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
It is a growing pains. It's like what they described when they first announced it. It is The Breakfast Club. It is Pretty in Pink. It is all these teens growing up films, but it's Peter Parker.
I'd say it follows very closely to something like Degrassi. Like, because you're following the heart and soul of a school kid trying to get their grips on reality and all that sort of shit. What am I going to be when I grow up? But then, you add the superhero into it, and you're just going like, you are like almost one of the most powerful beings in the known Marvel universe.
And you see it in the movie. He's navigating all these social, like he's been invited to a party. He's trying to flirt with this girl that he likes. He's dodging the school bully who was underwhelming at best.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We ignore Flash. But
he's quite easy to ignore in this movie, and
because he's got 3 to 4 lines.
Yeah, he's got 3 to 4 lines, and he's a skinny ethnic fella, not the stereotypical buff white jock.
What doesn't bother me? I mean, Flash Thompson is a bully.
Yeah.
Who cares? He's just doing a different sort of bullying. He's not beating the hell out of him. He's just calling him Penis Parker the entire time.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's navigating all these social obstacles while having to juggle taking on the responsibility of being Spider-Man. Like, he knows it's the whole, and they never drop the line, with great power comes great responsibility.
No.
He has this power, he thinks, okay, I need to help people. It's not I might go do Spider-Man tonight. No, I'm doing Spider-Man, I might be able to do it.
Yeah.
I might be able to do it.
You see that in a few scenes. You know, the first opening scene where they show him in school and all that sort of stuff, and he's watching the clock count down until school had finished. And then he bolts out of there. He's the first one out of class.
Yep.
And it's just so he can go get changed into his Spidey suit and start helping people.
Yep.
And you know, that was absolutely perfect.
And he's not apprehending, he's not stopping speeding freight trains. He's not doing any of this. He's helping an old Dominican lady find directions. He found someone's bike. He helped apprehend a car thief who was trying to break into his own car and lost the keys.
And then being abused in the alley for it, you know, by Stan Lee and all the rest. So, no, it was absolutely fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed that you never hear Uncle Ben dropped once.
Yep. It is vaguely referenced.
Yes.
Once, and that is it.
And that is
all you need, because you know exactly who they're talking about.
Yes.
We've done this 5 times already. We don't need another Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
We don't need another sob story. We've got one. It's lightly referenced. You can see the pain in his eyes when he's talking about it. That is all you need.
Yeah, that's it.
You know it's Uncle Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else could be. Leave it at that.
Yep. Nah, it was
making you Lego Death Star.
absolutely. It was absolutely fantastic. Like, it really is. It's already smashed Wonder Woman out the park for money at the box office.
And
I had
Wonder
my questions about that.
Really good.
Oh yeah.
It was so good. Let's not pour water on that.
No.
Amazing, but.
I'm
a Spider-Man fanboy. I'm not a Wonder Woman fanboy.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm biased, but it was.
But I always had the question in my head, just going, what would rake in the most? How is this competition going to arise? Because, you know, regardless of what it is, there will be the competition between Wonder Woman and Spider-Man, because they're the 2 latest superhero movies to be out, and they are 2 heavy hitters.
They're massive characters.
Yeah, 2 huge heavy hitters, and the question was always in my head of who would be. This is the first time you're seeing a solo female heroine actress, in Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
She's getting her first solo movie. This is going to go gangbusters, and it did. It went ballistic.
Yeah.
And then I'm going, okay, we've had solo male superheroes before, but then this is Spidey.
Yeah.
And it's a rehash.
But it's not the typical white male kill everything.
No.
It's a 15-year-old kid.
Yeah. Now,
How does he become superhero?
I still had that question of just going, like, this will be interesting to see. And then when I'd seen Homecoming, it was like the credits had barely started before I've gone like, yeah, this beats it all.
Yeah.
I'm like, this will win hands down any competition at anything it stands up against.
We are barely halfway through the year, and this is going to be my best movie of the year.
Oh.
Unless Ragnarok is something huge.
Done. We're at 5 minutes.
Alright, games. What's happening in gaming world?
Games. In the gaming world, my phone will not stop vibrating. Hold on a minute. There we go. Gaming world. Right.
PlayerUnknown's Battleground, you mentioned before, the early access has been extended.
Yes, it was meant to be a 6-month early access for PlayerUnknown, but it came out this morning, I believe.
I think so. I'm looking up now.
That they have extended it. It's not a huge extension. It's not like Rockstar's we're delaying it a year, which I'm not shitting on that. That is just, it's Rockstar. If they want to delay it a year, fine, who cares? Look what they've done to GTA 3 and it's still like holding the record for the highest selling game. GTA 5. So it shows how far I'm behind.
Yeah.
But they're still planning to release it in quarter 4 of this year.
They're saying by the end of the year it'll be full release.
So they'll push it back, but I will lay money. Obviously, they'll have it out before Christmas because they want to make those sales.
Yeah, and it's not going to be long.
Oh no,
I don't think so. It's not going to be a huge delay like Red Dead Redemption is going to be, or like GTA 5 was. It's because it's pretty much done.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, I've never played it. You've never played it. From what I've seen, it is pretty much done. I think it's just going to be little bugs and tweaks that they're ironing out. They want to get this right.
Yeah. Well, I've been hearing that there's problems with shift and cap lock keys and stuff, and all that sort of jazz that they're having issues with. But that'll all just be final polishing that they're going to be doing. Yeah. And if they need an extra bit of time to do it, who cares?
Give it to them.
And it's just going
People love the game in early access.
Yeah,
they're going to like the full release. It's really good.
It's the #1 top seller on Steam.
Yeah.
Just flat out, and
you
it's
jump onto a gaming YouTube channel, they've probably got a reference to it. And we do too. Hooray.
Yeah. So they want a bit of extra time, give it to them.
Yeah.
That's fine. Next, Rob Kirkland's, I think that's his name, Kirkland. Kirkman. Sorry. Yes.
Yep,
Thief of Thieves. His comic that he has done.
Yep.
The game is coming.
Nice.
It's a sort of top-down, stealth'em sort of style, cel-shaded sort of thing.
This guy who wrote Walking Dead.
Yes. Guy's written The Walking Dead, and the game itself is meant to follow closely to the comics that he's been writing. Not following the main protagonist of the comics, an offshoot character who is referenced in memories and flashbacks in the comics, but still handled by him.
Cool.
So it is still going to be canon and all that sort of stuff. No. And what has piqued my interest, being the type of person that I am, is dialogue seems to pop up in Comic Sans texts as you're running around in the game, and that. It's like as guards and stuff are talking and you're trying to sneak around them, it pops up like the speech bubbles. So essentially you could screenshot and it would be a comic scene.
That's
so that little thing right there just tickled me right in the right place, where I'm like, yes, okay, I'm going to give this a crack. I haven't personally read Thief of Thieves, but being Rob Kirkman, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
Like he does essentially no wrong. Anything he touches turns to gold. So.
Also, one thing before we run out of time, I just want to bring up, because it is big. Adam Dahlberg, you guys might know him as Sky Does Minecraft, the biggest Minecraft YouTuber on YouTube, is quitting.
Yes.
He doesn't feel like the product he's producing is genuine. He thinks making kid-friendly content feels fake. He wants to be himself. He doesn't want to put on a persona for kids. I've been in this block world for so long that I feel like it's time to go explore the real world. Thanking his fans for sticking with him. I want to go back to making effed up content.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting to see, because I don't watch Sky Does Minecraft. I avoid Minecraft YouTubers like the plague.
Yeah, same.
But this will be interesting.
Oh, definitely. Well, branch out. Do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy. It's just it is your content. As soon as you start making content for everyone else, it no longer feels like it's yours. It's everyone else's.
And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. I don't get out of bed unless I learn something new about the pop culture scene. So that's why I wanted to do this. I'm just going to hang on. I have all the resources at my fingertips because of the years of building up to doing our gameplay videos and that we've done in the past. I now have all the stuff. Let's put my passion into it and let's make this happen. Cool. And it's something that I can't shut up about at the best of times. So not swearing and keeping a 5-minute timer is always going to be a struggle.
Yes. Especially
Especially,
for 5 hours.
yeah, especially when I set it for 5 hours instead of 5 minutes.
You could talk about comics for 5 hours though. That's
Oh, easily.
nothing can stop you.
Easily. I feel sorry for my poor wife. Anywho, we've got about, we got, well, 10 seconds. Not even. So,
GTA have a new game mode out. It's a bit like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, kind of, not really. And Nintendo has been making games for 40 years.
you done that very,
Yes!
you done that dead on.
I'm good.
Alright, well, thanks very much, guys.
Yes.
We'll be doing these every Sunday morning. So please stay tuned. Don't forget, watch our other content if you so desire.
And let us know what you think about these.
Yes, please.
We're going to keep doing them, but we want to... This is early stages.
Yeah, it's still trial and error, clearly, because of the 5-hour timer. So, no, please let us know, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep up to date. And
We
that's...
have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, Archer and Multicam, follow them on that.
Yep.
And yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
Thank
Alright,
you.
take care.
Bye.